Pressure? What pressure? Pressure? I'm not going to finish the line, man. It's cringy as hell. I'm not going to finish it. But also basically said, what pressure? What are you men talking about? What pressure? Yes, they beat Newcastle. Yes, the pressure's on us. Yes, after the last 2 games against Burnley, sorry, not Burnley, against Brentford, against Wolves, we bowled it. We let it go. We blew it. But this right here is what you call statement. 4-1. Today and 4-1, the last North London derby, fam. 8-2 in one season. 2 games. Come on, man. What derby, fam? This is a mid-off. Absolute mid-off. But Arsenal beat Spurs in an absolute must-win game, which takes them now 5 points ahead of Manchester City, where City's got a big game coming up against Leeds in the next, I think midweek. I think they're playing midweek, no? Or next weekend. Either midweek or next weekend, whatever it is. But let's talk about the game itself, because the game itself, a lot of talking points. 2 players who were under massive, massive pressure heading into this game. A lot of eyes, a lot of attention, a lot of media scrutiny was targeted to those 2 players, and they stepped up massively in a crucial must-win game. Before we get to it, make sure you all like the video right now. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. And of course, comment your own thoughts. Spurs under Igor Tudor in his first game as a Spurs manager. They lined up with a 3 at the back, something which he's done famously at Juve and some part of his Marseille career, with Van der Ven, Dragusin, Paulinho as 3 centre-backs, Sarr, Bissouma as the 2 pivot, with Spence, Gray as the wing-backs, Gallagher. If you're using Gallagher as a 10 going forward, a'udhu billah, bro. A'udhu billah. Xavi Simons and Koulibaly, whereas Arsenal played the standard, the go-to 11, which they've done throughout this whole season. As they started, in which there was a question whether he would start, whether he wouldn't start, because he hasn't played well. He hasn't played to what was expected from him. And Victor playing, which everyone thought it would be Trossard up front with maybe a Martinelli on the left-hand side, just to use a bit of speed and width against Spurs. But Arsenal started well. Arsenal in the first 5, 6, 10 minutes, they started well. They put a lot of momentum on them. Victor had a great chance where he got the ball on the left-hand side, which he used his body pretty well to shield, to pretty much shield the play. Went just wide, but great attempt. Something which we've seen a lot throughout his sporting career. Something which we haven't seen at all with Arsenal. We haven't seen balls feet. Literally, give him to his feet and let him run against defenders. We've seen the balls over the top. We've seen the hold-up, but I feel like the misconception with Victor that he's a hold-up striker, he's a bully striker. He ain't really that kind of striker. Like, if you see half of his goals with Sporting is the similar fashion to how he got the first chance and how he scored his last goal, that second goal. Very similar, where he gets on the left-hand side, where he can use his body, because he's pretty big, use his body, shield the play, go into his right, curl it in, or use it. In terms of striking, his ball striking is still one of the best in the league. So he had it early in the 10th, which is basically nice little play. And then the game paused for like 10 minutes to the advantage of course, Spurs, because the momentum, Arsenal's put a lot of momentum towards Spurs. And then we had something to do with the VAR, maybe, I don't know, the technology thing, the linesman couldn't hear, whatever that was. It took about 12 minutes, which, by the way, is absolutely disgraceful. For the fact that it took that long is disgraceful on its own. But the game resumed, and Arsenal 1-0 straight away. A little weird play on the right-hand side. Bukayo Saka tried to go past Koulibaly. He intercepted it, but then lost the ball. Then Bukayo crossed it inside. Eze, great run, by the way. He wasn't, because that's something that Odegaard would do. Odegaard will wait for outside the box for maybe a cutback, for maybe the second ball, for maybe something like that. Eze, he's a runner. He likes to crash the box. Went inside with a great acrobatic, by the way. Great. That isn't an easy finish. I don't want people to say that's a tap-in or whatever that's called. Brother, that's a great acrobatic finish. Very awkward, because the ball was about to be cleared away by either Dragusin or Van der Ven. Great finish to manage to get it. Great timing. Great strike. 1-0. 1-0 early on. And then they had a nice little huddle. Why? There was no need for the huddle. Wallah, there was no need for the huddle. And Declan Rice said, let's not let it slip away. Let's not bottle it. Proper Steven Gerrard moment. And he had his Steven Gerrard-esque moment where he completely tried, too cute, too composed. There's no need for you to go past Koulibaly in that kind of position. Either clear the ball, pass it away, get it back to Raya for him to clear it, or for him to switch onto the left-hand side. There's no need to be too cute. He lost the ball. Koulibaly did well, to be fair, under pressure. Did well, got past his man. Great strike, 1-1. Raya could have done a little bit better if I have to be proper critical. But anyway, great strike. It was like a minute later, yeah, literally a couple of minutes later, Koulibaly made it 2-2. I made it 1-1. And the half ended 1-1, where Arsenal had their moments, but you could see individual mistakes. Once again, it happened against United with Zubimendi. It happened against Wolves with Gabriel and David Raya. Individual mistake are costing Arsenal with every game that goes by. And here, that's what I thought. Is it going to happen again? Are we going to see another game where the individual errors going to hurt them, and the second half Spurs will put the pressure on? But brother, Spurs, it can be Igor Tudor, it can be Simeone, it can be Conte, bring Jose back, whoever it is, Spurs are just cheeks. They are just shit, bro. That's the reality. That's the truth. The first half, the fact that the game ended 1-1, I don't understand it. It should have been 2. It shouldn't have been 3. Bro, if you look at the first half stats, bro, but Spurs are just this bad, bro. Spurs are just bad. They had one shot on target, and that was the goal. The goal came from an error from Arsenal. It's not like they created it from their own. It's not like they were passing it, the combinations, the triangles. It wasn't. It was just an individual error. That's why I said I was thinking, are we going to see another mistake? Are we going to see another game which Arsenal just exploded away? But second half, they started, boom, straight away with a quick goal. And that is exactly what they wanted from Victor. Great. And by the way, everyone looks at Victor, which deservedly so, which I'll come to. But guess who made the run inside? The crash in the box because he thought the cross was coming. Guess who made that run, which dragged about 1 or 2 defenders with him, which opened up, freed up the space for Victor. It was Eze. Eze deserves, which I'll come to player performances. But Victor, outside the box, wide open. No one is even putting pressure on him. Victor, great strike, which is what he's known for. Beautiful. Impossible for Vicario to save it. And 2-1 Arsenal. And this is where Arsenal had to get that third goal because they couldn't afford to happen, the same thing to happen against Brentford, who was 1-0, or Wolves, which was 2-1. They needed that little healthy cushion, and they managed to get it literally 15 minutes later. They had another moment in which they could have made it 3, which Vicario made a save. That was a late last-ditch tackle. Spurs had a goal, which they scored, got disallowed with a push towards Gabriel. Spurs, even at 2-1, even at 3-1, they didn't look likely to score. Like, Spurs completely looked out of it. The lineup, I mean, look at the lineup. Do you really think you're about to create or score or anything with that kind of lineup? Who's creating, fam? But because you're relying on Chavez, Simmons, and Koulibaly. Gallagher's not creating. That double pivot's not creating. What are you expecting with this kind of lineup where you're basically playing to draw? You're basically playing, you know what, I'd rather not win. I'll rather not lose, but not win at the same time. Like, the priority wasn't to win, it was to lose. And in your first game in charge, brother, there's nothing to lose. You're not expected to win anyway. You might as well make it, especially for Igor Tudor, make it something, make it a priority to put the pressure on Arsenal. You know Arsenal is coming to this game a lot of pressure. They've already drawn the last 2 games. Man City won yesterday, which was playing with their mind, put pressure on them. Instead, you basically allowed Arsenal a free game for them just to control it from their own, control it from the first second of the game, and allow them to get the third goal. The third goal came straight away with Baito and Victor again. The eyes will go on Saka, on Eze, but Victor, great, nice little touch, nice little flick to Eze. Eze, first time pass to Saka. Saka went through, got intercepted. I don't know what happened there between him. I think he got pressured by Spence. The ball landed to Eze, who still continued, made the run. Again, Martin Odegaard, what he would do, he would maybe, after passing, he would just wait. I don't know what, maybe just ball watch. Instead, Eze made the run. You never know the deflection. You never know if the goalkeeper saves it. You never know what happened. He got the ball. Second goal. 5 goals against Spurs now. Second goal of the match. Bro, he scored, I saw the stat. He scored 6 goals this season, 5 of them against Spurs. He loves Spurs, especially after what happened during the summer, the whole signing situation. But the game the fourth goal could have happened. Victor had another moment where he did very well, got saved by Vicario, couple of moments, but they managed to get the fourth goal from Victor. Again, similar to that first chance he had in the first half, similar to the kind of chance that he would want to have. He wants the ball where he can run to it. He wants the ball where he can shield the ball where someone around. He doesn't want the ball over the top. He doesn't want to link up. I think overall, by the way, great finish to make it 4-1. And the game, of course, ended 4-1 to Arsenal. But in terms of player performance, let me start with Victor. I think this is a massive, massive game for Victor. One, for his own confidence. Secondly, just for giving the Arsenal fans some reassurance, for them to be somewhat optimistic on what to expect from Victor for the rest of the season. Because everyone has made their own opinion about Victor, myself included. I don't think he's been a massive success. I think he's been very limited, whether that is Arsenal not playing to the way he wants, or maybe just himself as a profile, as a striker, not offering a lot of support to the Arsenal players. But I feel like this game was basically a counter of he's countering every critic that's come towards him. The hold up, he did that perfectly. The link up, he did that perfectly. The chance that he had, he finished it. I saw a stat of before this game, he had the highest XG in terms of chances, but didn't score any of them, which is a bad stat. I think he leads Europe in terms of strikers, but he got about 3 to 4 chances, finished 2 of them quite brilliantly, and the other chances which just went off wide, whereas previously would just miss it, not even have a shot. Rose Z kind of finish, but today I felt like it was the kind of striker display that Arsenal fans were praying for. That's what they expected when they signed you. But this is the first time that I felt like Arsenal played to his strengths in terms of the passes inside, like in between defenders towards him, not over the top, not for him to be the bullet ball striker, because he ain't that kind of striker. I don't know what they expected from him, but this is the kind of performance, especially with the goals that he scored. 2 great goals. The flick for the third goal, great performance from Victor. But where is Eze? The pressure towards Eze was even more. 70 million, and the worst thing about it, before the game, he did a video, like an interview / video, whatever that was, talking about God and they asked him about the season, but he completely left the season, start talking about everything else but the season, but football. And a lot of eyes was made towards him, whether he's gonna live up to the signing. But I felt like this in this kind of atmosphere, in this kind of game, I expected him to score. I said to the Mandem, I expect him to score. And the fact that he scored 2 goals wasn't a surprise. I felt like it was a bit easy for him as well, because I didn't feel like Sarr or Basuma closed them down in any of the goals. Like the first goal, look at the first goal. The first goal, he was wide open. No one even pressured him. The third goal, no one even looked at Eze making the run. No one said to themselves, you know what? Oh shit, Eze's making the run. Let me track back. Let me defend him. Spurs were just shit. It wasn't like Arsenal was pressured. Arsenal wasn't pressured once this whole game. Despite conceding, it was down to them, not Spurs. Like Arsenal, it was the easiest game on paper. That's why I always laughed when people said, Ego Tudor, Arsenal. I never felt Arsenal would drop points today. It was never going to be the case, and it was the most confident of wins. But this kind of win, not only is it confident-based, it's more about mentality as well. This will help them moving forward, because yes, Spurs are shit. They're doing bad. They're like, 16, 15 in the league? But this is going to kickstart something for Arsenal. They know now the pressure's on them. They know that Man City, they're gonna try to follow. They're trying to get close to them. But the pressure's on Arsenal. 10 games to go. All you have to do, just win your remaining games. That's all you have to do. Don't look at City. Don't look at City. Don't look if City drop points, if City win, if City draw, what they do on next week against Leeds. Don't look at that. Just focus on your own games, because trust me, if you do that, Arsenal are still the best team in the world, the best team in England. I'm not denying that. I'm not even looking past it. It's just the inconsistencies. It's just that mentality. Are they going to do it again? Are they going to bottle it? That's why the question was asked to Arteta before the game even started. Are you going to bottle it? And he said, bottle is not part of a dictionary. Great. Nice. Very good. Like, let that... I think Arteta, by the way, is a great speaker in press conferences, but let that translate into the game, and I think today it did. I think the players maybe felt it in that little Declan Rice moment, and that whether individual mistakes again, but I think they responded pretty well for the rest of the first half and the second half. And now let's see, you've got 10 more games. The next game is against Chelsea, which Chelsea, you've got a nice little positive record against Chelsea. Chelsea's missing about Steve, they're missing Cucurella. So this is the kind of game you expect to win. But for Arsenal, like I said, this is a massive win for them. Massive win for them, especially after what happened in the previous 2 games and City winning yesterday. But as I said, focus on yourself, and I don't have any sort of doubts that I still think Arsenal are going to win the league. And I think if they play to the way they can, to the strength of their players, the Ezes, the Victor, the league is in the bag, bro. Let's not trying to make it bigger than what it is. Yes, it's a nice little title race. Man City is coming after them, which I want as a neutral. I want the league to get to the last game where everything can be decided. But reality is, I still have more faith in Arsenal to win every game than I have for City to do the same. But we'll find out and see for the rest of the league. Make sure you all put down in the comment section what you guys make of the game itself, your own takeaways, your own perspectives on Victor, on the other, in terms of other players that played well for me. Zubimendi had one of his better games. Declan Rice wasn't. I think second half responded with the usual display, but first half got very, very much. The first half performance wasn't him. Defensively, bro, they didn't feel any sort of threat, bro. There wasn't any sort of pressure towards them. And Spurs, as I already spoke about, why Tudor made a massive mistake, bro. Just look at, but the thing is, look at the injuries, bro. Look at the amount of players they have injured. Kudus, massive player, starting 11. Bergwall, starting 11. Bentancur, starting 11. Madison, starting 11. Pedro Porro, starting 11. Destiny, starting 11. Bro, Kulusevski, Romero wasn't playing. Look at this team, and that's a reason why, of course, they are in this kind of position, but it doesn't help when your manager, his first game, and he plays that kind of 11. Yes, you've got a lot of injuries, but there's still a lot of ways you can, to be fair. I'm looking at who he's got on the bench. There isn't. But maybe just play a little bit more attacking, bro. That's all I'm asking you to do. Anyway, put down in the comment section what you guys make of the game. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. The road to 27, 28, 29, 30K. Hype, hype, hype. I'll see you soon in another video. Peace.